The aim is to live in harmony with nature and reduce the ecological impact of people on the landscape.
It means that we can be self-sustainable and that we can generate our own electricity and that we have our own source of water and that we know how to look after ourselves and our family by growing our own food on site.
Sioned and her partner Antonio are building a timber-framed house lined with hemp and fully insulated. Solar panels on the roof will provide power and biomass will be grown for heating. Changes in the climate may help Antonio's plans to develop a modest vineyard in a few fields around their house.
We're not trying to earn a lot of money. What we're trying to do is earn enough to feed ourselves and pay for the bills that we have to pay for and to keep things as minimal as possible. We're going to try to make the prices as low as possible, which sounds counterintuitive, but I'm from Italy originally, my family, and there a winery feeds the local village.
To sustain yourself with basic needs, you need to buy a plot of land, roughly about 2.5 hectares to grow your own food. Commercial farmland is expensive, so some choose woodlands.
There's foraging and then there's growing, and there's no way we aspire to be completely self-sufficient. You're not expected to be completely self-sufficient in food.
The One Planet development policy introduced in Wales allows people to live in the open countryside and up to a point bypass local authority planning rules. But they must prove their proposal within 5 years and live within the requirement of lowering their carbon footprint. These mushrooms are harvested for food and medicine.
People who want to do this are passionate about the environment. They maybe also want to get out of the rat race. But at the same time, it's hard work. Basically, the planning process is actually quite cumbersome, and there's a lot of hidden costs within that.
Even on a damp autumn day, it's easy to see why the peace and quiet of rural life can be appealing, especially for families with children, to live a more sustainable and self-sufficient lifestyle in these surroundings.
They're supposed to do an annual monitoring so that people can monitor how they're progressing, and after year 5, have they reached all the targets they're supposed to. But due to the constraints on the amount of people in the planning department and the cost of actually monitoring all these, it's not done. There are some, they're just abusing the system and looking for a cheap plot that they can build a house on.
Those who pioneer a low-carbon lifestyle claim it is affordable. But could more be done to encourage locals as well as incomers to try it out?
It's not widely advertised by the very government that actually created it. It takes a lot of work, a lot of paperwork, and a lot of research as well, which maybe doesn't make the policy as accessible to everybody as it should be.
Perhaps that, a cost of living crisis in Britain, and the high cost of buying an affordable home makes it harder for the majority of people to invest time and money to adopt an off-grid lifestyle. Iolo ap Dafydd, CGTN, the Towey Valley, Wales.